Hey, this is Gene Bleeker, and welcome to Genius Thoughts. I'm your eyes, ears, and voice of business, real estate, and the community. And I've got my big celebrity here with me, Laura Dietz. Thanks for being back on the program.
Thanks, Jean. It's always a pleasure to give
Well,
some
you always
information.
make it a pleasure, and
We try.
you've been quite a busy lady lately. I mean, quite busy. I haven't seen you at the exclusive academy meetings because you're out helping the community so much, especially with these crazy fires. And I know you've got a big fire update and a rebuild update and a cleaning update. Would you like to share with us what you're doing behind the scenes? Because you are doing so much for so many people. I'd love everybody to hear about it.
Thank you. The fires impacted so many. And the saddest thing of it is we haven't really overcome what's coming. It hasn't hit for a lot of people. I mean, can you imagine, Jean, leaving your home with basically nothing, not even food, toothbrush, barely clothes, and not being able to return? Where do you go? You go from a 5,000 square foot home to an apartment that's 900 in another area. They're having a lot of issues right now with all of us have had insurance on our homes. A lot of the
Right.
people in the fire zone didn't. Well, how many of the insurance companies really were good? I heard tremendous things about USDAA insurance. For one client, an example, immediately, as soon as their house was destroyed, they put in $40,000 into their checking account to cover any rentals, clothing, whatever. That's unheard of. The other spectrum,
Unheard of.
everybody's fighting to get coverage and saying, well, we aren't going to cover that. We're not going to cover this. We have a lot of problems, and it hasn't hit emotionally for a lot of people. But can you imagine not only the adults that were impacted, how about the children? The children lost their home, their security, all their toys and everything. Even worse, like in the Eaton fire, they lost their schools. So for them, there's a lot of psychological and lucky the city of LA, they're addressing that with the kids. But they were affected. They had a lot of mail problems. I mean, Amazon was delivering to lots. Can you believe that or not? But they got that straightened out. Right now, what we're seeing is two big issues coming up. One,
Okay.
toxic soil rebuilding. If you remember the
Say
Thomas
that
fire,
again. What is it called?
the toxic soil problems in rebuilding.
Okay.
You remember the Thomas fire that we had in
Hmm.
Ventura? Well, the builders, investors came in, bought all the lots, put the houses up, didn't clear the soil. And a
Right.
lot of people got cancer after that. So that is a big concern with them saying that we're going to bypass a lot of that because 10 years ago, we didn't have the lithium battery problem that we do now in the soil. So a lot of us are really concerned with that. With that being said, if you think about it, and majority of the Altadena Eaton fire destroyed the city basically, but how many pools are standing for all these months filled with water, debris, and etc.? They're going to be mosquito infested, and we're going to have a huge mosquito problem. Vector is already trying to address it, but it's going to be really, really bad. So
Can you
that's just
tell
come up
people
the other
what
day.
vector is?
Vector is the agency that the city has in charge of mosquito
Okay.
abatement, trying to get rid of it. We have a normal mosquito problem anyway. If you put a bucket of water out, can you imagine pool after pool after pool after pool? And a lot of the clients I had initially, I think, I dealt with one that needed a home right away because they needed heart surgery and they lost their home, burned to the ground in Altadena totally. The cardiologist said, we won't schedule you until you have a home or apartment or something. You can't be in a hotel. I checked
Ooh.
out 384 properties. Can you believe it? Because it had to have certain criteria, no steps, no, whatever, and had to be 10 minutes from the hospital. We found one, and
Wow.
lucky it was affordable. But a lot of us in the real estate community, we've turned in a lot of realtors to the Department of Real Estate and to the government because they have imploded the cost of rentals and taking advantage of the public. You can't do that. And guess what? We're watching you. So make sure for a lot of people, they didn't have insurance, so they had to scrape up money. And where do you get recommendation? Gene, if your house burned down, where would you go to get your social security card or your deed? I mean, you know where to get deeds, but where would you go to get all that information? you really wouldn't know. You run out the door,
Right.
you wouldn't think about bringing important documents. And how do you go to get it? Lucky, the city of Los Angeles, we have the most wonderful supervisor in place. She has implemented all kinds of stations where people can go to get copies of your Social Security card, instant money from FEMA to rent, because you don't even have any background. You've owned your home, you lived in your home for 25 years. What do you have to show for a rental? Nothing. So, a lot of that is important. And I hope you have in the future, we have a specialist, Georgia Harris with Georgia Harris Insurance, because there's a lot of new policies now on rebuilding. They just issued the new fire maps, and they are showing a lot of areas, especially like in the Valencia area, all of that area up there, and again in the Altadena, et cetera, huge fire. Well, guess what? California Fair Plan only has X amount of dollars. Where's that money going to come? Not everybody can go on it. And some of the people I know, the clients have in normal area, California Fair Plan, they're paying $9,000 a year for
Mm.
insurance. So that's a really, really big concern. What I'm seeing a lot, and I am disaster trained, emotionally, it's hit a lot of people. All of a sudden, the loss is hit. You don't have that home. You don't have that lifestyle. You go to get a pair of shoes. You don't have that. You don't have anything. And so they're kind of in a catch 22. What do you do? What do you
Laura, let me interrupt you for just a second. You say you're disaster trained. Can you tell our viewers what that means?
Well, in 1994, my house went down in the earthquake, and my husband passed away three days after. And if you're ever worried about keeping how many sets of china or whatever, earthquake comes, you don't have to worry; it's all gone. And I lived in a hotel for over a year while I rebuilt. During that time, not only with the Red Cross but with the government, there's certain programs to train us. What do you do in a disaster? How do you help? We had a booklet made before, which they've really made it fabulous now on where do you go to get replacement bank cards and medicines and social security and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have all that. So with that being said, if a disaster comes, we can come forward and say, you know what? They'll always say, you don't know what I'm going through. Oh, honey, I do. And we know that, right now the shock is lifting and people are emotionally depleted. And it's
Right.
going to get worse, Jane. And I mean, we have the best resources we've ever had with a disaster right now with the people, except for the mayor in Los Angeles. But like the board and the council, they've really stepped up and helped the people. And I can't say enough. The fire department has been tremendous in all areas. All states have come to support us.
Well, that's wonderful.
And a lot of them
There's
are
a couple
sick.
of viewers, maybe one or two in our community who don't know who you are. But for the one or two people who don't know who Laura Dietz is, can you give them a bit
You
about
really
your
don't
background?
want to know.
They do
Number
want to
one,
know. When you got
uh,
into the business,
yeah.
what positions in real estate that you did hold, and kind of talk about the things that you do behind the scenes, like the HUD things. Can you give them a 411 of who you are and why you're so amazing?
Well, I come from
My
an Italian
opinion,
family.
because you're humble.
Thank you. I come from an Italian family that's lived in Burbank over 105 years, and I'm very active in the community. Aside from being involved with the motion picture company because of my late husband, I'm a broker, auctioneer, certified military specialist, which I hold dearly. Also senior specialist, probate, trust, all of that. My most important venue that I love to do is I'm very involved with our military. And totally, I've served on the board of the REO Advisory Council. I've been on the Warrior Dog Navy SEALs Foundation, and I'm on the USS Iowa. I love to do the charity work for the community. I have the 5 offices of Summit Realty, and we specialize also in REOs. We've done HUD. I represent Secretary of Veterans Affairs and other ones in handling properties. I also help people save their homes, believe it or not, Jean. And we try to do everything because it's just like with all the rentals that we did for the people with the fire. We're in the service industry and we didn't make one penny. We gave it to the realtors that had the listings. because we want to make sure that our clients got it. So it's important. If you have an opportunity, all of you out there, learn what you can do in a disaster, because we have them all the time. We've had like 7 earthquakes in the last 2 weeks, and my house is bolted. But you want to make sure it's not all about the commission, it's about the service, and learn, because our real estate market is changing. The foreclosure market is changing drastically as we speak. Mr. Cooper is joining forces with another another company today. We're going to see changes all over. And if you want to earn, like I always say, you have to learn, and you have to be open to at a moment's drop what you're doing and see if you can help somebody else.
Okay, so you talk about Mr. Cooper. I think there's people out there who don't know who Mr. Cooper is. Will you
Okay.
kind of
Okay. Mr. Cooper did tremendous amount of loans, and they handle a lot of foreclosures. And as of today, they're networking with another company that they're going to be doing a whole lot, but they're going to do it mostly in-house. And so that's going to change a lot of foreclosures. The foreclosures on our real estate holdings, residential, state nationwide is down 3%. It's only 3%. And why is that? You know, people say, "Oh, I want to go into REO." REO is not the same as it was in 2008, guys. Look to conventional, look to your sphere, because all the banks are trying to do modifications and working out with the people that own the homes. So even though you think you're doing all the inspections and everything, they're going to put it for auction. If it doesn't go for auction, they're going to go back to the owner and say, "Let's do a workout." And we're seeing a lot of that. I must get 30 to 50 requests for BPOs a day, broker price opinions,
I was
on,
gonna, you beat me to
yeah,
the punch with
yeah, I
that
knew you
one.
were going to ask me, on either whether it's a refinance or whether it's a pre-foreclosure. But right now it seems to be refinance, and that's going to stop because we have equity, but the market's changing.
So just go into a little bit more detail about what is actually the BPO and why would somebody be requesting that?
Well, you know what? All the lenders want to know if we have knowledge and if we actually know our product. And they call it a broker's price opinion. What that means is I can go out, I'll look at a property, and I do go out, I don't do it from my house, and look at it, see what conditions it in, compare it with what's sold in the market, what's currently on the market. That comes up to the market value. And if you have a good appraiser, he's worth it to pay him to actually reevaluate what you're putting in. We send that to the client. They look at it. They base their pricing basically on that, but they do send their own appraiser out to justify, come up with a price. But you have to know your work. And the thing of it is, all of us have clients and they give us business, and we have a team and we have staff. But if they're giving it to you, you have responsibility to go out yourself, look at that property, see what it needs, how it should be marketed, know it. Because if your client asks you, you don't want to look in your GPS and figure out how to get there if they're in the car and
Right.
know about it. But I'm seeing so many of that. And another thing that I'm seeing, Gene, with a lot of our listings that we have in networking, with all the changes that NAR implemented with us, agents are not answering their phones. Really? You have a listing and you're
Hmm.
that great, you don't answer your phone? That's disrespectful. And you shouldn't have that listing, because a lot of agents, we all laugh on the advisory councils that I've served on. Why do we have agent remarks? Nobody reads them. Hello? Why do we put them in there? Do not do this. Well, I was over there and it doesn't have a lockbox. Well, it said in the agent remarks it doesn't have one. But read it, because there's certain things, certain lenders require that you apply with their lender specifically first, that you have to use certain addendums, that you have to submit your offer a certain way. It's in the agent remarks, guys. That's what we have the MLS for. And
Now, some people might not know what the MLS is, and I
multiple
know there's people
listing
out there
service. You better
that
have a
do
lot of,
not know what an REO is.
yeah,
So I want you to go
multiple
over those two.
multiple listing service is where we put in our listings. And an REO is real estate owned. Very simple. But we're seeing a lot of different changes in how we're doing business. And another thing we're dealing with in all areas is safety. I've been trying to get our San Fernando Valley Board of Realtors to implement um, a site that can check out the validity of a buyer to see if they're safe, if they're dangerous. If someone calls you, Gene, and says, I want to meet you at the vacant house, uh, you're going to go because you're so the market, you have no business. How do you know who that person is?
Exactly.
And so if you have a site like Forewarned, which is $20 a month, but most of the MLSs, multiple listing services throughout the United States, provide them to their members. But it's worth even paying for it because we're seeing a lot of not nice people trying to
Yes.
take advantage. They think the realtors are all rich, and that's not. And that's another thing, ladies. Don't go out to any homes showing, opening, being at an open house, designer purses, jewelry, any of that stuff. Do not park in the driveway because you could get blocked in. And if you have any doubt, walk out and call the sheriff's department. On the last home I had in Palmdale, I signed 27 arrests for vagrants coming into the house. They used power tools, Gene. Can you believe it? To unscrew
No.
the screws in the window. I go, you've got to be kidding. And one of our realtors a long time ago walked into one of her foreclosures and thought, gee, it sounds like someone's here, but I can't find them. A person, they had put a new carpet down below. He had taken some of the carpeted upstairs and was living upstairs.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
She went up and they took a look and there was a person in there. So, be safe. Our real estate world is not the same as it was 6 months ago. And it always has been changing. And there's a lot of new business coming out, a lot of different business coming, forward. It's important to take as many courses as you can. Most of them are free. I don't pay to play. So, I mean, it's important. If you love a certain thing, if you are not happy with the company you're with, become a broker, own your own company. Then if you make a mistake, you're accountable to yourself. And but change is in the wind, and you need to change, and you need to grow with the business. And we're seeing the fires we have in Palisades and in the Eaton fire. It hasn't really impacted our real estate world yet, but it's going to significantly, and it affects the whole state. If you think about the Paradise Fire that was up in California, that was 3 years ago, they still haven't rebuilt. And so it's really scary. I listen to a lot of people, and a lot of people are very sad. And know this, when you see somebody and they're depressed, give them a hug, give them a smile. You don't know what they're going on. You don't know what they've
Goes a
lost.
long way.
It's a lot. People have lost their loved ones in this fire. And a cute story. Um, Animals were all misplaced, and I helped move a lot of horses through the equestrian center to out of safety. And but the Humane Society in the Pasadena area really did tremendous for the people. And so what they do, a lot of the kids now are having their birthday parties at the Humane Society because
Really?
yeah, it was really cute. One of the little kids, he said, "Do you want to come to my party?" Yeah, I'm there. If there's cake, I'm there. And they had his party there. And if you at the time, maybe you want to have that little adoption for a child because they've lost everything. Maybe they didn't have a pet before. They have someone to love. And
Mm.
I thought that was really a good,
It is.
yeah, good thing.
I mean, these are the things that I love about you, Laura. I mean, you're so real. I mean,
Thanks.
I don't know, and I consider myself a very busy person. Me overseeing so many of these marketing networking groups, I can't hold a candle to the stuff that you're doing out there for the community, for your clients, for the consumer, for real estate agents. I mean, you're doing so much, and I know everybody appreciates what you do for them. I know I do.
Thank you. Well, we all need to do it. Take baby steps. Do a little something for somebody every day. A lot of the senior centers were burned in all the areas. What about the seniors? I'm visiting now since I'm on the Elks Veterans Committee. Another thing, visiting the veterans. They don't have anybody. A lot of people at the hospital. Just send them a card. Hi, how are you? It just a smile makes such a difference, Gene, in our world. It
Yeah,
really, really
you
does.
are amazing at what you do, without a
Thank you.
doubt.
I love what I
Without,
do.
without a doubt. All right. So I want us to give a recap because you shared so much information. Let's go back to the fires. Um, let's talk about what your opinion is, what people need to know about the fires right now. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Fair enough?
Everyone's scrambling. All the agencies are trying to find out where they can put all this toxic soil. We have some, I'm worried about Lopez Canyons. I know Seven Hills up in Sylmar area, they have a lot of the toxic soil in there now, and people are complaining over towards off the old road in the dump over there. Lots coming. But the thing of it is, where can they put this? Where there isn't a place to put all the soil, and it's bad. It's got lithium in it. So where by them removing it from one city and putting it in another, is that not going to impact the living conditions in that city? I think so. You have it, they've just extended whether you can sign to have the city help remove the toxic soil or you can do it yourself. They're extended, I think, until April the 15th. I just saw that the other day with FEMA.
Okay.
But, a lot of people are smart. They've got it like an RV and they are parked at their place if they have a driveway left or anything and staying in there to watch things because believe it or not, they had looting. So that was a big concern, and they're trying to address that. So housing is a huge concern. I'm hearing a lot of depression, Gene, people moving from a 5,000 square foot house to an apartment living when they've lived next to no one for a long time. There's a lot of anger because especially the Eaton fire they feel was caused by Edison wiring. So there's a lot of anger right now. So I'm thinking healing. There's a lot of healing groups, going on with that. Um, Mortgage companies, it just depends on who you have, but I've heard some horror stories where your house burned down, but they still want their money. Hello, you don't have a job. Maybe you owned a
Right.
restaurant in town. How do you pay them? Are they going to foreclose on you? They can't, but were they thinking of that? At least thank heavens our government put in place they can't foreclose on something like that right now.
Thank goodness.
No. And if you think about it, I know one of the doctors at OSS in Burbank told me 15 of their doctors' friends lost their homes in Pacific Palisades in the fire.
Wow.
I mean, and they're in hotels and whatever, but hotel living isn't the best. And if you've got children and pets, you know,
Right.
that's
Exactly.
and that's another thing. We all love our pets and it's important. A lot of landlords said, no, we're not taking you with pets. So guess what? You can have a chance at a home. What are you going to do with your animal?
Right.
So, I mean, there's just a lot going on. It's just hitting the overwhelming of the loss, and that's day to day. And I think if you have any problems with your mortgage company and you've been impacted or insurance, get a hold of the insurance commissioner, get a hold of anyone you can. The supervisor's spot on, and tell them, see, don't let anyone bully you during this time and look out for a lot of scams with these investors trying to buy the lots and stuff like that. Don't do it.
Right. Anybody bullies you, you call Lord Dietz. But she is not going to let that happen.
Thank
No
you.
way,
Thank
no
you. Thank
how.
you. But,
Without a doubt.
and if you're going to rebuild, double check. And like I mentioned, I hope we can have Georgia Harris on one of your podcasts. She owns Georgia Harris Insurance, one of the best. They have new policies in place, insurance policies on rebuilding. If you're going to rebuild, can you get insurance on it, Gene? So, I mean, unless you're building one of the companies, I can't remember the name, so I won't quote it. They're building out in Orange County concrete homes, fire resistant. I thought that was really cool.
Right?
And so there's a
Without
lot
a
going to be a
doubt.
lot of changes in building. And that's another thing. Building supplies are very, very high and they're very, very scarce. So,
All right. So before we sign off, any last thoughts, anything that comes to your head? And I know there's a lot rolling on. Anything comes to your head that you want to share with our viewers today?
yes, another thing is that I forgot a lot of people had solar on their homes. And when they burned, they've had a nightmare dealing with the solar company. They still want their money if they're leasing it. How do you pay for something you don't have, Gene? I
Right.
don't understand it. So my advice to you is get a little kit, go and put into it copies of valuable things for yourself that maybe you'd think you'd like to have, like your birth certificate and stuff like that, or put it in a cloud. Probably the cloud's the best, but get an emergency kit, put it in your car. And I carry, get them all over, first responder kit uh, that has anything like a fire blanket,
Hmm.
anything. So if I come across a crash or someone needs it, I've got it in the car, Epic Pen, something like that. So you can go to SOS in San Fernando Valley. They have all that kind of stuff. And when they have the classes, get certified. Learn CPR. You may need it. And learn it for the animals too. I know I learned it too, and for children. But become educated because we live in California and it's going to happen.
Exactly. Because it always does.
And
It
one day,
always does.
take it 5 minutes at a time, Gene.
Right. It's the beauty of California, you
Yeah,
know?
for
Uh,
sure. For sure.
Laura, I got to say thank you so much for being on the program
Thank you for
today.
having me.
What a great wealth of information you shared with everybody. I appreciate it. I know everybody else does. And I just wanted to say thank you. And by the way, you're having a wonderful hair day.
Thank you. I combed it today.
It looks very good, by the
Tell my
way.
daughter, the hairdresser, she's always complaining about my hair. But no, thank you. And you know what? I'm always reachable if anyone has any questions or your clients have concerns, because it takes a village, and we are that village, Jean, and belonging to your group is my key involvement, actually.
Well, thank you. And if you want to share your number, you go right ahead.
Okay, it's 818-987-7422.
And that number again?
818-987-7422. Or you can always email me. It's Laura, Laura, at Laura, LAURA, DIETZ.net.
DIETZ. Make sure everybody gets
I
that.
think a diet with
Laura,
this Z
thank
is
you
a
for
good
being
number
on the
one.
program today.
Thank you for
Everybody, I know
having
you
me.
got a lot of great information. She was absolutely fabulous because she is my superstar. So thank
Have
you
a
so
blessed
much.
day,
You guys
everybody.
have a great day.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day, and I'll see you soon.
You got it.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, it is Scott the Mortgage Doc with the exclusive academy for real estate professionals. And we've got some incredible listings this week, so I'm ready to jump right into them. So we've got Stacy Havener with a listing at $565,000. This is at 1420 Woodland Drive in Pine Mountain Club, California, 93222. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Living square feet on this one is 2,323 square feet. With vaulted ceilings and large windows, they create a bright and airy space filled with natural light, enhancing the open feel of the home. A versatile loft overlooks the main living area, ideal for home office, reading nook, or an additional sleeping space. The master suite offers a peaceful retreat with an ensuite bathroom featuring a jetted tub, separate walk-in shower, and ample closet space. The home includes additional bedrooms with convenient access to a full bath, providing comfort and privacy for family or guests. Designed with both privacy and functionality in mind, the home ensures comfortable living for all. Front and side decks offer plenty of space to enjoy the mountain air, perfect for sipping coffee in the morning or stargazing at night. Situated in the heart of Pine Mountain Club, the home is close to hiking trails, a golf course, a clubhouse, offering easy access to community amenities and outdoor recreation. Beautiful listing up there in Pine Mountain Club. All right. We have Charlie Gonzalez with a listing at $364,870. This is at 37151 29th Place, East Palmdale, California, 93550. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath. Living square feet on this one is 937 square feet. This is situated in a desirable area, offering convenience and accessibility for both homeowners and investors. Spacious layout with ample room for comfort, ideal for a small family or individuals. A welcoming family room with a fireplace, perfect for relaxation and entertaining. The family room flows seamlessly into a dining area kitchen, providing perfect space for gatherings and daily living. Offers ample storage space and parking, adding convenience to the property. A fantastic opportunity for expansion allows buyers to bring their vision to life and increase the property's value. Whether you're looking to move in or enjoy or invest for future growth, this property offers versatility and potential. Beautiful listing. All right, we have Greg Martin. Greg Martin with a listing at 1.449800. This is at 1.4498 million. And it is at 26266 Parkview Road in Valencia, California, 91355. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Living square feet on this one is 2,834 square feet. So enjoy affordability with no Melrose and a low HOA fee while still accessing exceptional community amenities. The community offers pool, tennis courts, a clubhouse, scenic nature paths perfect for walking and biking, As you arrive, you're welcomed by lush landscaping and charming courtyard leading to the grand double front door and a tall cathedral ceilings inside. A chef's dream featuring Viking stainless steel appliances, raw edge granite countertops, and handmade Zeligal tile backsplash, and a custom bar area with wine and beverage refrigerators. The backyard is designed for entertaining with tropical garden, rock edge pool and spa, a custom waterfall, and a built-in barbecue. Upstairs, the primary suite includes a fireplace, a new slider to a spacious patio with views of Valencia Summit Park, a luxurious master bath with smart mirrors and custom California closets, and a walk-in closet. Equipped with Nest thermostats, individual AC units, ceiling fans, and dual pane windows, and a 3-car garage with ample storage and a new electric car charger. Wow, man, this house has everything. I love it. Lorraine Cruz, we have a listing at $829,950, and this is at 27634 Sycamore Creek Drive in Valencia, California, 91354. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Living square feet on this one is 1,624 square feet. A versatile bonus room off the kitchen, ideal for use as an office or formal dining room. Laminate floorings throughout the home and added elegance are easy to maintain, offering both style and practicality. The contemporary kitchen features a new cabinetry, quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, making meal preparation a breeze. A charming breakfast nook for casual meals or morning coffee create a warm and inviting space to start your day. A covered patio and a large grassy area in the backyard provide a perfect outdoor space for relaxation or entertaining. The home includes an attached garage, offering easy access and plenty of storage space. Situated in a vibrant community with convenient access to schools, Santa Clarita Park, Westfield Valencia Town Center, restaurants, and more. All right. We have a listing with Natalie Blancardi, and this is a listing at $885,000. This is at 7735 Lemp Ave, North Hollywood, California, 91605. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Living square feet on this one is 1,400 square feet. A serene private front yard enclosed with lush trees and well-maintained hedges, creating a peaceful oasis. Home features a beautifully remodeled kitchen, offering both style and functionality for everyday cooking and entertaining. With 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a seamless connection between the living room and the expansive backyard, this home is ideal for relaxation and hosting. A covered patio, a premium char-broil gas barbecue station, generous counter space, and a built-in refrigerator make the backyard perfect for year-round gatherings. Equipped with solar panels and a tankless water heater, this home offers sustainability, cost savings for the future. The side yard entrance off Wixom leads to a cement driveway with space for multiple vehicles, adding convenience and accessibility. A converted garage features a 1-bedroom ADU with a bathroom and a kitchenette, currently operating as a profitable Airbnb rental, offering additional income potential. And wow, that rounds us off with the listings this week. This is Scott the Mortgage Doc signing off with the Exclusive Academy for Real Estate Professionals. Bye, everybody.